Why am I'm not gonna cry today. Like instantly dropped my bags. Like I was like the so my bags hit the floor. My sister mouth hit the floor. She like, he look at me, I look at him. My sister look at me, I look at her. He look at her and me. I'm looking at the girl looking at me.
If you're looking for a windfall, looking for attention, looking for supreme, looking for a queen, just roll with me. If you're looking for a windfall.
Okay guys, so today is gonna be a very fun video. No, let me stop for real. Hey y'all, welcome back to another YouTube video. Well, no, what do I say? Hey y'all, welcome back to another day with Shay. If you're new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But if you're OG, you're part of Greenwood Gang, what to do? How are you, boo-boo? Okay y'all, so if you do not know, hello, welcome back to another day with me. My name is Shay. I'm the owner, founder, and CEO of The Main Attraction. We sell all natural hair care, skincare, and body care products. And if you didn't know, now you know. I also own a business called Learn with Shay, which is where I help other entrepreneurs scale their business to 7 figures and beyond as well. So go check us out. All right, today y'all is a story time. And this is a story time about the time I caught my boyfriend cheating, or like how I found out that my boyfriend was cheating on me. Okay, so I'm gonna take y'all through the whole journey. I'm gonna try to wrap this up because I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on this nemesis. But anyways, before we get started, I would like to start a disclaimer. This is not about my current boyfriend, okay? This is somebody that I was dating, I would say about 3 years ago. Okay, so I'm gonna call this character Eric. And again, this is not about my current boyfriend that I have now, baby. I do not condone cheating, and you got one good time, okay? And over with for me. But okay, so me and Eric were talking. I think we actually matched on Tinder, and that should have been my first. Did we match on Tinder first? How did I meet Eric? No, we did not match on Tinder. We matched on Tinder after we was talking, and I'm like, what you doing on Tinder? But we'll get there. We'll get there. That's the juicy part, okay? That's the juicy part. I met Eric, I think he DM'd me on Instagram like years ago. I was in college and he didn't go to college. Oh, that's how I met him, y'all. Okay, let me explain how I met this man. And I just knew, I tweeted about him and everything. I thought he was gonna be, I thought he was the one, the two. I thought that, you know, he was, oh, Eric. Okay, so anyway, I met Eric. We have this thing. I live in the country, for y'all that don't know. Like, I live in Mississippi, so we have this thing every year that's called the Black Rodeo, and that should be all that you need to hear right there. But anyways, I met Eric at the Black Rodeo. It was nighttime. I was there with some friends. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was still in college at the time, but this was like after my big breakup or something, or was it before? I don't know, child. Anyways, I met him at the rodeo. It was nighttime. Him and his friend had like approached me and my friend, and so I was like talking. We exchanged contact, and we like started hanging out, period. We just started hanging out and like, you know, chilling or whatever. So he lived in a town that's about like 45 minutes from me, like my hometown. But mind you, I was in college was I in college at the time? I was in college at the time, but I was in the process of like moving back. So no, I'm lying. I had moved back home, y'all. This part don't really matter about how we met, but anyways, he lived about 45 minutes away from me, right? He was so country, like hunting, like all that good stuff, right? And we hanging out. We don't hang out every day. We talk pretty much every day. He was pretty much like a friend with benefit, now that I think about it. But we hung out like once a week, or you know, once every other week or something like that, because he stayed pretty far, and you know, whatever. We rode to like my college town a few times. That's why I want to say I think he came to visit me when I was in college. And so we were talking about making things official. Mind you, he already gave me like hoe vibes, right? Put it out there. And that should have been my first red flag. Like he gave me what's the vibe, like a ladies man type vibe. Or he tried to be. And so we were talking, we were hanging out, you know. He had an apartment about 40, I think at this time he had moved closer, so he had an apartment about 30 minutes away from me. So I would go over there like once or twice a week, and then come back. At this time I was living with my mom, right? We talked about meeting each other's family and making things official, and we were like at that stage, right? And so I would say it was we were talking maybe for a good good year, and some of it was on and off, but we were talking for a good year. But at this point in time, when I caught him, we were on good terms. Like we were talking every day, all that stuff, y'all. We was okay, you get it. And so I ended up going to the mall. It was me and my sister and then my little sister. I'm about to actually call her and see who was with us that day. Let me call her on the, I don't want to show her number. I'm calling my sister, y'all. Hey, Timberly.
Yeah.
You remember when we caught Eric cheating at the mall?
Yo.
Who was with us that day? I'm doing a story time for YouTube.
It was me and Aaron.
You and Aaron?
Or was it me and Yana?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it was you and Yana, because I know Yo was like, is this the one? I don't know who it was. I think it was you and Aaron though.
I think it was me and Aaron, but I'm not sure. I think it was me and Aaron. Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling a story, girl, about on YouTube, so I might call you back in a minute for you to do your input.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so me, my sister, and my little cousin, right? We were at the mall, and I had been texting him earlier this day. I'm like, what you doing? He was like, nothing, chilling. And he was always like, he's so childish to be his age. Because if at the time, I think I was 20, 21. And so he was like a year older than me. And so, you know how the dudes, like in middle school, high school, you'll go to the mall because that's how you can meet people, right? Like if you're a kid, your parent, you may go to the mall and it's like hella kids there and it's a good chance for you to meet people. Same with the skating rink. Like kids nowadays, they go to the skating rink or, you know, different places, the movies, and try to hang out and meet people and meet up with friends. That's pretty much what it was. So I'm like, why he always at the mall? Like it didn't make sense to me. And so oh, this story finna get so good because I forgot that oh god, it's finna be good. So okay, so before I call him at the mall, right, I have been posting pictures of him on my story. And one day, one of my friends, like one of my best friends from high school, slid up on my story and was like, girl, you talked to him? ? And you know, as soon as somebody asks you that, baby, here come all the tea. And so I was like, yeah, why? She was like, he literally just got my number the other day in the mall when he came to the mall. She screenshotted me the messages and she sent it to him, and I was like, heard you. Okay, heard you. Okay. Okay. And so after that, I was pretty much like, my feelings were hurt. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why'd you do that? And then of course he lied, and then my dumb ass still talked to him. Mind you, I'm not like where I am now. I don't know what I was going through, child. But I was like, why would you do that? She sent me no, actually I started with a question. I already know the answer. I'm like, what you do today? And he was like, oh, I just went to the mall to grab some shoes. And I was like, okay, anything you need to tell me? And he was like, no, what's up? And so I was like, did you meet somebody today named, because, and then he was like, oh yeah, I just said, you know, hey, what up to her, blah blah blah. And I sent her, I was like, okay, well, she told me you tried to talk to her. He was like, no, I ain't trying to talk to her or whatever, we was just cool. So I sent him the screenshots that she sent me, and he ain't had nothing to say. He was just shamed. So I was like, okay, whatever, water under the bridge. Mind you, because he wasn't the only person that I was talking to at the time. I was super interested in him, and then we made it, like at this point when I sent the I seen the messages, we were like, I don't know, like we were just talking, we were just kicking it, but I was also talking to somebody else, so I wasn't too much pressure at this point in time, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Now about 3-4 months later, because like I said, he had this thing with the mall, very childish, like it's a grown man, why? So 3 to 4 months later, I see me and my sister and my cousin, we go to the mall. And at this point, we decided we weren't exclusive like boyfriend, girlfriend, but we was just like, we had a talk, like we were the only people that we were talking to, but we were not a couple, right? We were just taking things slow and seeing where it went from there. It went straight to hell. Anyway, me and my sister, I'll never forget it. We walked in Route 21 at the mall. It was on the 2nd floor. We walked into Route 21 at the mall, and I got me a few bags of clothes. My sister got some stuff. I don't think my cousin got anything. And then as we were walking to the door, right, so we're in a store, we're getting ready to walk out and turn to the right, just a vision is we're walking out and turn to the right. So as we're walking out the door and turning to the right, him and a girl holding hands come and meet me right here. It was like, it was divine time. It was like nobody but God. And I like instantly dropped my bags. Like I was like, so my bags hit the floor. My sister mouth hit the floor. She like, he look at me, I look at him. My sister look at me, I look at her. He look at her and me. I'm looking at the girl looking at me. Baby, we all just, and so I'm like, we stood there. It felt like we stood there for a good 5 minutes, because I'm like, I know you're lying. So after I collected myself and my sister and cousins picked up my bags off the floor, I was like, oh, hi, Eric. He was like, what's up? And they were holding hands. I'm like, who is this? And he was like, I forgot what her name was or what happened, but they literally just met that day. Like he said, well, that's what he said. And then the girl was like, is there a problem, or like, do you know him? And I was just like, nah. I was like, nah, I don't know. And I kept on keeping on. I never talked to him again after that day. He tried to like blow me up, calling me blocked or whatever, but I never talked to him again after that day. And it's crazy because he was the guy that I made a pact with, like, because he didn't have any kids. I didn't have any kids. I think he was like 26, and I was like, I take that back because he was more than a year older than me. He was like 2 years older than me, 2 or 3 years older than me. And so I was like, okay, if I don't have kids by 30, you could be my sperm donor or whatever, right? Because it was tough out here. And so we just agreed on that. We would laugh and talk about it or whatever. But yeah, after that, like, my bag's to the floor, my mouth dropped. I know he wasn't my boyfriend, so I couldn't be technically too upset. And one thing about me, I ain't no cock block. You can do what you want, you just can't do what you want with me, period. And so after that, like, I just never talked to him again. And he knew he and after that, the girl didn't end up walking with him anymore throughout the day. They went like they went their separate ways. He didn't like try to call after me or anything in the mall, but like they went they stopped holding hands and they went separate ways. And I guess she didn't like the vibe, and she pretty much understood, because I was like, nah, he ain't my man. I think I don't remember if I said something slick either, like, you better be glad he ain't yours either, or you need to, I don't know what I said, baby, because one thing about me, my mouth is slick and I'm gonna keep it tricks. I was like, yeah, life is crazy. So that's how I found out that my boo thing was cheating, baby. He was cheating, creeping. And I'm so grateful and so thankful that that happened. It was like divine timing, like us walking into each other, like running to each other at that moment. I'm like, there's nobody but God. Thank you, Jesus. But I don't know. I feel like everybody you meet is a purpose. It's like everything happens for a reason. So yeah, that's the story time, y'all. Nothing too crazy. Like, it wasn't no issue with the girl or whatever. I was just shocked to see him. Like, imagine somebody that you be talking to all day every day on the phone, and you see them in the mall with somebody else holding hand. You get what I'm saying? I never talked to him again since then. Because one thing about it, you can play, but you ain't gonna play with me. I'm gonna have the last laugh, because you think you funny, I'm hilarious. Okay, I'm hilarious. And so yeah, that's story time, y'all. And thank God I never talked to him again. I don't wonder what he's doing now, actually. I wonder what he's doing now. But yeah, that's the story time, y'all. And yeah, I just want to let this be known, like, don't accept no cheaters, no liar, because your perfect match is out there. And I thank God every day for my boyfriend. Like, but yeah, y'all, I don't want to get emotional, because like, but yeah, y'all, like, my boyfriend now is just like, if God allowed me to craft my own person perfect for me, I wouldn't have been able to choose such a perfect match. I'm not gonna cry today. I wouldn't have been able to choose anyone. I feel like every single broken road literally led me to this man. Every pain that I've ever felt, I go over it. I'll do it like all over again just to meet him. And I've never felt this way about somebody. Like, we've only been dating for how many months? 8 months. Today's our yesterday was our anniversary. So we only been dating for 8 months, and I would like marry him tomorrow if he asked me to. Like, I literally adore every single thing about him. He's patient, he's kind, he's loving, he's like honest. I just love him so much. Like, so that's why I'm very big on not accepting bullshit, because once you let that go, God has a bigger blessing for you. Remember that. And so yeah, y'all, I'm so thankful that nothing with anyone else ever worked out, because now I have my person. So let this be used as motivation if you're going through a breakup, or if you just caught your partner cheating or this and that. Cheating is a choice, so love yourself. But that's it for this video. As I always say, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me, and for that, thank you. I was going to take it easy and love yours, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, y'all.
I got diamonds doing sissy slides in both ways. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might miss the fight. Fuck a night, I keep the wallet in my shorty bag. You know she one of mine when she tattooed that ass. I'm a lover boy, she love the toys. Keep it coming, you a rider. Just that roll myself a day and count my figures.